So here we are back in the garage. This has now cooled down, obviously it's a couple of days later, and first things first is to drill these out, and then I'm going to smooth the inlets to the runners. So I'm going to do that now quickly. Right, now that I've cut the hole with the step drill, as you saw, I'm going to open them out with a router, and then once I've done that, I'm going to use a rollover bit or like a chamfer to make a nice radius on this. Not gonna lie, a little bit nervous about this, using a router on aluminium. It's about 4mm thick, so it's not going to be pleasant, I don't think, but here we go. It's probably going to make a lot of noise. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought, apart from obviously catching it right at the end, but yeah, I thought that was going to make a lot more noise than it did, and that's opened it out a bit more. I'll just keep going round and do all 4 of them and go from there. Wow, that has actually worked really well. Really well. So I'll show you how that looks actually. So that is flush with the inside of those runners. Yeah, so those to go. That one's done. Like I said, I'll use I'm going to use that just to radius the edge. So yeah, I'll come back to that in a sec. I'll just cut these and then go from there. That's lovely. Well, I am pleasantly surprised about that. That has come out much better than the old, the old school method of just using a Dremel and trying to get that smooth by hand. But no, I'm over the moon with that. Right, on to the next thing. So the idea, these are going to get cut out between these holes, so there's going to be 3 slots, 20mm wide, 100mm long, which gives me the flow that I need. So basically these 3 slots in here add up to the same area as these 4 ports here. So, so it won't act as a restriction. That will then sit over the top, like so. Something like that anyway. Right, I'll quickly wad this up. New gloves ahoy! Alright guys, I am back in the garage. It's been a little while since I've been in here. The last time I was in here, I was actually filming for Team Prawn Racing. You may have seen that, welding up Nick's manifold for him. Congratulations to Nick, first place at his race in Donington. So manifold lasted, which is good news for me. I didn't want to be the reason why he was unable to finish the race, but manifold's still going strong. But I believe that he has struck up a nice deal with another fabricator to get a brand new one made for him, so good for him. But I'm going to carry on with the intake manifold. I can't remember where I got to. Picking up from where I left off, I have drilled some holes in this aluminium frankfurter, and that will make the slot for where the first part of the plenum goes to. So this tapered section will get welded onto here. That's got to be made slightly wider, just so it clears the slot. So I'm going to cut in here very shortly. Basically going to carry on with where I left off. I suppose I best crack on. Right, so they are both cleaned up. I've hit them with some acetone. I'm going to just put a couple of tacks on there, tack them together, see how that looks, and then just go from there really. I'm going to have to cut this off to the length that I need it, and then I've got a throttle body flange that I need to weld to the end of that. So the reason why I'm only tacking that together is, one, to make sure it's going to work, and two, because I think access will be a lot better with this separate. I'll be able to weld that up properly without having it, having this plenum in the way. So that's what I'm going to do now quickly. Okay, hopefully you can hear me over the bandsaw. what I have just done is I've cut the end of this, so it's considerably shorter. What I've already done as well is mark this up for when that goes to the intake runners. So I'll stick a picture up. I didn't film any of that work, but I'll stick a picture up now. I'm just about to cut that. Thoughts are, just because of where it is, I might want to angle the throttle body down a little bit just to give myself a little bit more space. It's got to go down anyway for the intercooler, so I just well put that within the manifold. Hopefully make it a little bit neater and easier to weld up. So that's why the bandsaw is running, is to make a few pie cuts so I can get a little bit of angle on the throttle body. So I'm going to quickly cut this now. I won't bother filming it because you know what it looks like, cutting from aluminium, so I'll pick up after that. So I have soldiered on and got quite far with this actually. This is where I am. So you can see in there, they're the ports. This is the runners, and I've cut that, and that fits very nicely. That's all cleaned up, ready for welding. There's a little bit of a gap there. It's not actually that big. That's easily weldable, and when I come around to that I will get the other side welded up, and I'll probably stick a clamp on there to close that up a bit more, but no, that's pretty good. So I'm going to fire up the TIG, I think, get this tacked up at least. So here I am cracking on with it, completely forgetting I'm supposed to be a YouTuber and not actually filming, I think. So I've got 2/3 the way around with the welding, and it's coming out all right actually. I will just show you where we are with it. So this is the underside. It's fairly neat, and then just doing the top side now. Quite tricky getting around here, so it's not just around here. So it's not as nice as I was hoping it would be on the top, but the fuel rail will be, well, I suppose the fuel rail is actually here, so, but it's actually going to get powder coated anyway, so it won't look so shit, I suppose. But I'm going to crack on with this. I don't have much left to do welder wise, so I'll just crack on with it. Quite happy with that. I can see inside of here there's penetration through there, but yeah, not bad at all. I'm going to stick that on the engine quickly, see how that looks. So I have just tacked up the conical part to the plenum, bolted it up to the engine, and I couldn't be more pleased with it. It looks how I wanted it to look actually. So that is it. So I mentioned earlier that I was doing a couple of pie cuts, so this is basically to bring this pipe down and probably around a little bit, so the throttle body, something like that, just because I don't know if you can see it down there, just by my foot, that's the end of the intercooler, and that'll be going down there. So it makes life a little bit easier, because otherwise I've got to somehow weld that flange in there. But yeah, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I think if I can get that to come down this way, that would be beneficial. But yeah, I am really happy with how that's going. So I picked up this morning from where I left off last night, and obviously I was cutting the pie cuts. I just cracked on with that. I didn't bother filming it because you've seen me cut pie cuts and weld them up before, but I just cracked on with it and it's looking a little bit like this. So these are all the pie cuts all welded together. I've just literally welded it on the end of this first plenum. Inside, it's looking a little bit like that. So that's gone well. What I'm just about to do is tack this on the end of there, because this is quite a heavy, thick piece of aluminium. You can see how thick that is. Once I've tacked it on there, I will preheat this. I'll get the blowtorch on it, get that warm, because otherwise it's going to take forever and a day, and I'll be maxing out my little Artec welder just to get any sort of penetration on that, and I don't particularly want the throttle body to fall off. So I'll take that on now, and what I'll probably do is try that in the engine bay with the throttle body attached before I fully weld it. I've also only tacked that plenum on and crack on with this quick. So here we are, manifold is almost complete. You can see that I still have not done this weld through here yet, but the flange is on, welded up, and I still have to do this one here. I've cut a little bit of metal to cap this end off, so I've just cut that off a bit of an angle just to close that off. I still have to put in a throttle bypass for the anti-lag, and I also have to put a bracket on there for the cable, because obviously it's a cable throttle, so I'll need to have some sort of cable stop there. I also need to have some vacuum takeoffs on the second chamber, but other than that it's pretty much there. So I won't be able to continue with this until a few parts turn up, so I'm going to have some AN fittings to fit the valve that I need to run the anti-lag, so can't do anything till then. But all I'm going to do now is weld the cap on here and finish the weld here, so I'll catch up after this. She's on there. Let's get this thing bolted up. So there we are. That is on, fully welded. Like I say, I need to put some ports up here for vacuum lines. I need to put a throttle bypass pipe on here, like I said, for the anti-lag. But other than that, that is done. Fuel rail's just pushed in there at the minute, injector's pushed in. I will make some tabs for this, probably just take off some of the anodizing and put some tabs on there to fix that, but I will do that another day. But yeah, I'm very happy with that. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry it was a long time coming, but obviously there has been a lot of fabrication gone into the inlet manifold. Hopefully we will get more regular updates soon, and we will get a bit more progress on the S4. But for now, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video. Thanks.